the new base for the annual Toyota 1000 Desert Race, round 3 of the Bankfin Off-Road Championship. The only marathon event on the national calendar has been sponsored by Toyota since 1981 and annually provides a multi-million rand boost for the Botswana economy. As per normal, proceedings got underway with documentation and scrutineering before crews headed off on the 46-kilometre prologue, which would determine starting positions for the main event. Weir Smith and George picked up a second overall on the Barbaspan 500 and won the Nissan Sugarbelt 400 in the O'Hagan's Kopanong Hotel Gymco.
Yeah, this is one of the events of the year, which is actually 2 races in one, and we're very fortunate to have finished both of the previous events. So we're looking quite good in the championship at the moment. We're tying in the Special Vehicle Championship with Greg Dowse at the moment. We got one race that we have to drop through the year, so we're okay right now.
Dowse and Omerod have 2 class wins and 2 podium finishes to their credit.
I think it's more due to consistency. We've won our class. We haven't won an overall race yet, but it's 2 out of 2 that we finished. And in a marathon series like this, it's important to finish. So that's what we've done.
Class D and E vehicles dominate the top 5 placings in the production vehicle category, with Pete Haasbroek and Christo Bosch reigning supreme after 2 podium finishes. Haasbroek and Bosch have dominated Class D in their Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser and finished 3rd overall in their first 2 outings of the season.
Nee, verseker, ek sal moet harder ry. Ek meen, ek wil graag vandag met Rand Els wil ek probeer om die eerste 10 weg te spring. Ek het nog die vorige 2 reise elke slag onder in die 20ste weggespring en ek meen dit is bemoeilik bietjie die saak, maar as ek onder die eerste 10 kan wegspring, glo ek kan ek by die halfpad meer goed lê om die volgende dag terug te kom.
Scrutineering is an important facet of off-road racing and ensures that vehicles fully comply with Motorsport South Africa's safety and technical regulations. Competitors had to undergo an unusual test for the Toyota 1000.
Directed over the top of the bridge tomorrow. Okay. I'll take a note of your number. When you kick off tomorrow, they will inform you, take you over the top of the bridge.
We have a section on the track which is an underpass to a roadway. It's quite narrow, so we just want to be sure that the vehicles that can fit through there, if they're not going to be able to get through, then we're going to have to divert those particular vehicles. That's what we're doing. We're just gauging the size of the vehicles, the height and the width.
The 46-kilometre prologue saw Nissan Sugarbelt 400 winners Geniel de Villiers and Francois Jordan in fine form. The reigning production vehicle champions extracted the maximum from their Nissan hardbody to post the fastest time, 36 seconds ahead of the second-placed crew. Father and son duo Bodo and Gary Berthold have been at the forefront of the development of the locally designed and built Bat and have a reputation for out-qualifying the rest of the special vehicle field, and did just that on the Toyota 1000. Hannes Grobler and Richard Leek haven't won a race in 8 outings and were hoping for a change in fortunes on this event. They posted the 3rd fastest time, 49 seconds slower than their Nissan teammates. Brandon Harkis, one of the partners in the BAT project, and co-driver Rechard Roots qualified 4th fastest in the Nissan V6-powered BAT, while the 2-wheel drive O'Hagan's Kopanong Hotel Jeep raised a few eyebrows when Paolo Piazza Musso and Scott Abraham posted the 5th fastest time in the 5.9-litre V8-powered Monster. Botswana businessman Atang Makhekenene and Alex Sally didn't let their many fans down with their 6th-place finish in the prologue. Much was expected from sweet-sounding Wix V6-powered Gymco. Cliff Weichelt and Johann Smallberger qualified 7th in last year's Toyota 1000 winning Ford Ranger and were followed by the surprise package of the prologue. Teammates Jean-Pierre Hubert and Errol Hodgson, who qualified their Class E Kia Sportage in 8th place after an incident-free run. Special Vehicle Championship co-leader Greg Dowse and Andrew van Zyl were the leading Class S entry in 9th place, while Hein Grobler and Gerard Prinsloo in the Nissan Hardbody were the only Class D entry to make it into the top 10. There was drama for some of the more fancied crews. Api Reneke and Robin Houghton's new Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser ended up in a donga. This incident cost them a lot of time and would see them start the following day in 75th place. Success at last. Only egos were damaged in this incident.
We went sort of wrong slot, but there were tracks through the donga there, and we thought we could make it, but with this new gearbox, we got a long first gear, and we sort of stalled the car into the ditch, and then we were seesaw over a wall there, and that took us about 35 minutes to get out there.
Drama too for Class D hopefuls Duncan Foss and Mike Griffiths.
The prop shaft carrier bearing is pulled loose and it's on one side. So to go on would just damage the vehicle, and we'd rather pull out now and get it ready for tomorrow.
Kilometre route for the Toyota 1000 featured 80% new terrain, which promised to be more than a test for man and machine. Early morning before the start of Racing Section 2. Production vehicles and 4 special vehicles in the top 10, with crews like Reneke and Houghton and Woolridge and Skolthammer having to fight their way to the front.
We were lucky, we didn't get lost yesterday. The car's got a nice short wheelbase, and the power deliveries onto the ground is quite good. So yeah, we're very happy that we're in this position.
I think in this type of terrain, I think the Jeep handles wonderfully. It's quite thick sand, so I think with the big wheels and that, we get good performance out of it. So it suits us down to the T.
Well, I must take my hat off to the guys, the developers of the BAT cars. They've done a fantastic job. We've managed to put ourselves second on the grid. We're the first special, giving the American guys a run for their money. So I must say the handling was fantastic. The setup was good. Rough route, which is a test for these cars. So there's another one in 4th position, which is fantastic. So BAT Racing should be out there today.
It was a very challenging time trial. I don't know if the rest of the route's going to be like that. I think it's going to be a bit more open. But whatever comes, I mean, we suited to it, and I think the car will perform well.
The moment of truth for the 86 starters arrived at 8 o'clock, with De Villiers and Jordan first away in the Nissan Hardbody.
300, 200, up voor die boys, draai je rechts. Follow route, links in. Een beetje beter as gister.
The 3-car BAT team had a point to prove after a string of disappointing failures earlier in the season, and Grobler and Leek were looking for their first win of the season. Harkus and Roots have a reputation for charging hard from the start, and much was expected from the rebuilt Jeep of Piazza Musso and Abraham. Machegenene won the Barberspan 500 and dearly wanted to win on home turf. De Villiers and Jordan took command of the race from the start, and having no dust with which to contend was an added advantage for the Nissan pair.
100 hierdie duik weg, skerp links. Skerp links hier.
The Bertholdt held onto the lead in the special vehicle category. Fan support for off-road racing in Botswana was exceptional. Hannes Grobler and Richard Leek kept the pressure on their Nissan teammates. Harkes and Roots in the second bat maintained a steady pace. Even the scheduled rail service came to a halt so that passengers could get a look at the action. The Jeep certainly didn't disappoint the onlookers with this overshoot. Makhekenene seemed content to slot in behind the Jeep at this point in the race. Weigelt and Smallberger were holding station in 7th place, and behind them teammates Dubert and Hodgson in the N1 4x4 Kia had to contend with choking dust, resulting in an overshoot. Further down the field, the dust became a huge problem, causing many crews like Hein Grobler and Gerard Prinsloo to wrong slot. Fans waited at the subway, where some vehicles that were too wide had to cross over the road rather than pass under it, like de Villiers and Jordan.
Ja, uit daar zo en dan skerpelen.
Gary and Bodo Bertholdt's lead in the special vehicle category would be short-lived. A puncture soon after this cost them 25 places. Due to the dusty conditions, Grobler and Leek had dropped to 1 minute and 9 seconds behind race leaders de Villiers and Jordan, and had Harkes and Roots right on their tail. The O'Hagan's Kopanong Hotel Jeep and the Makhekenene Jimco would be the first of the wider vehicles to cross the main road. Vehicles using the subway had the advantage of a shorter route. Jean-Pierre Hubert and Errol Hodgson led Class E by over 3 minutes from nearest challengers Hein Moorman and Cecil Fincham in the aging Toyota Hilux. Dowse and Van Zyl led Class S in the Nashua Mobile Race Co., and behind them it resembled the charge of the Light Brigade as vehicle after vehicle under the road. Francois Jordan are a formidable combination, but they too make mistakes.